Just moments after Charlie Kirk was shot in Utah, Representative Lauren Boebert requested that a prayer be said for him on the floor of the House. Well, apparently the Democrats truly are over thoughts and prayers because they all started screaming no. Keep in mind, they don't mic the floor of the House, so the sound you're about to hear is from Speaker Johnson's microphone, which of course is pointed towards him and away from the representatives on the floor.
What purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise? Let's wait a minute. The House will be in order. 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 We will join prayer right after this, okay?
People who were there say it was really loud on the floor of the House, and that's why I wanted to point out the position of the microphone, because it might not sound like it was that chaotic, but apparently the no's were very, very loud, very intense. Unfortunately, we shouldn't be surprised by that sort of reaction, but it is disheartening to see that our representatives are openly just shouting down prayer. I mean, just after the Annunciation Catholic Church shooting a few weeks ago, right? The mayor of Minneapolis came out and rejected thoughts and prayers. So this definitely is a threat. This is repetitive behavior, a pattern that's happening here on the left. Now, there is a positive update to share in all of this. According to FBI Director Kash Patel, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with FBI. We will provide updates when able. We don't yet know the identity of the shooter or whether it's even male or female, but there is new video circulating on social media that appears to show the assassin on a roof.
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying?
Huh.
He just ran from, over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying,
And if we actually take a look at the map of campus, someone actually drew a diagram here. That is the roof in question. Charlie Kirk was speaking at the red box, and so it is a direct line of sight. Now, I have seen the video of Charlie Kirk getting shot. It's not something I'm going to share here on the channel. It is very graphic. But for him to be hit where he was on the neck, I mean, to me, as someone who is not a cop, someone who doesn't have CIA or Secret Service experience, it looked like a shot that was taken by a professional. This wasn't, it's not like they shot off multiple shots. I'm not going to ask people to go search out the video because it is graphic, and I know a lot of people don't want to see that sort of imagery. But if you have seen the video, even if unintentionally, let me know if you agree down in the comments below. It's just hard to believe, right? If it's an amateur, you would expect them to take multiple shots, but for this to be so precise, it really screams like this person had experience. They knew exactly what they were doing, and I think that raises a lot of questions that hopefully will get answered during this investigation. Now, there is also other video from inside a building where it looks like a student center when the shooting happened, and even in this video, it appears to show someone on the roof, and many people believe it's the same guy and that would be the shooter. You see everyone going down, ducking right there. Yeah, so take this with a grain of salt, right? This isn't yet being reported on national news. The FBI hasn't made a statement on this, but there are multiple angles. There's even more video floating around on X, Instagram, etc., showing the person on the roof, and then when the shots are fired, everyone going down and showing that, same building, that same person. So there is a lot of suspicion there. Now, my theory is that it is a professional, experienced shooter, maybe a hired assassin, but there is a flip side to this that involves a potential either 17 or 19-year-old. We don't yet know, but someone posted this yesterday, goes by the name Omar, their username at Narja Galvez, said, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. And then replying to himself or herself, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. And then showing a dog cheesily, angrily smiling. I don't know quite how to describe that. Now, this person has deleted their social media accounts, but people have already started tagging the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, DOJ, and taking, basically sharing screenshots of that account. So maybe it's connected, maybe it's just coincidence, I don't know, but it is information to take in and to consider. Two more things to point out. The profile said that they were non-binary. Says a lot. Now, because the profile was deleted, I have not been able to go in to verify this for myself. So for all I know, these could be photoshopped screenshots that are going around, but based on what I'm seeing, it looks like a legitimate screenshot. I haven't been able to see any evidence or proof of doctoring or any manipulation in the metadata. And the person on their profile said that they were 17, but I've also been searching for other social media accounts because people usually have accounts on different platforms, and this same person or someone who goes by the same name says that they're 19 years old. So could just be a coincidence again, or someone's covering their tracks. I don't know. Not making any claims. I'm just saying this is what's out there, and it is something to consider, especially as people have pointed out the similarities to Butler and that it involves a roof, and it is possible that a younger shooter was involved as well. President Trump has spoken out on this. He was the one who broke the news about Charlie Kirk's passing. He posted on Truth Social, but he also issued a statement exclusively to Fox News where it was given over the air by Bret Baier.
Moments ago, before this show, I talked to the President of the United States on the phone. He had obviously already posted on Truth Social. He had said some other things, but did want to pass on something else publicly, and said I could pass this on. Quote, all of this violence cannot happen. Charlie Kirk was such an amazing guy. He really captured the youth, the imagination of the youth. He was an unbelievable patriot. He really convinced millions and millions of young people that MAGA was the way to go. Today is so sad. He was an amazing person who was not afraid to talk to and confront the other side, just talk to them, debate them, and explain why they were wrong and MAGA was right. Nobody was better. It's such a tragic day. Again, that's President Trump just moments ago before the show.
And in addition to just being such an influential figure in the public eye, Charlie Kirk also was a big family guy. He leaves behind a wife, his 2 daughters, and in fact, one of his latest appearances was on Fox News itself, and he brought one of his daughters along with him. That's not something you see often. A lot of times when someone's in the public eye, they have a strained relationship with their spouse, or maybe they're absent from their kids' lives, but he obviously was very involved and tried to be there for his kids and bring them along whenever he could. This is actually footage from after Charlie Kirk finished filming a segment. And as you heard him say there, when the cameras weren't rolling, when he was off air, he said that is the best. So his priorities were definitely with his children, with his family life. So he wasn't chasing fame. He wasn't just trying to make a name for himself. He really knew what's important in life. And I think small moments like that, again, when you're not on air and when you're not speaking in front of millions of people, really show something about your character. One tweet from Charlie Kirk himself that has resurfaced in light of what happened today is from April, where he wrote this: assassination culture is spreading on the left. 48% of liberals say it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Elon Musk. 55% said the same about Donald Trump. In California, activists are naming ballot measures after Luigi Mangione. The left is being whipped into a violent frenzy. Any setback, whether it's losing an election or losing a court case, justifies a maximally violent response. This is the natural outgrowth of left-wing protest culture, tolerating violence and mayhem for years on end. The cowardice of local prosecutors and school officials have turned the left into a ticking time bomb. Just prescient words, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but he was right yet again. And today's tragedy is just an example of that. And like I said in my last video, a lot of this can be blamed on the mainstream media for whipping the crowd up, right? If you claim that one side is Nazis and authoritarians and supports a dictator and supports Hitler, what other outcome can you possibly expect? It really is sad. And he wasn't encouraging violence. He wasn't encouraging hate. All he did was use the Socratic method to get people to question their own points of view, or to better understand why they believe what they believe and why the other side believes what they believe. This was all about free speech, and he was punished and paid the price, the ultimate price for that speech and the hatred that the left is putting out there. Now, on TikTok, unfortunately, this culture of assassination is spreading. There are video after just thousands already flooding TikTok. This is just a sampling of them because I don't want to drive anyone mad, maybe only 3 or 4. But this is the garbage that's going out on TikTok for those of you who have kids on TikTok.
By the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot. Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
This is just absolutely disgusting, and it really does prove that this is becoming normalized and more mainstreamed on the left. For people to even post videos like that on social media without any shame, they're showing their face. It's one thing if you're writing it anonymously on Twitter and you don't show your profile picture and it's obviously, you know, like a private account where no one can track you back. Not that that makes it acceptable, but that's one thing, right? But when you're actually showing your face, you're proud of it, you're happy, you're giddy, and then you're sharing it with your friends, no one's calling you out on it, and in fact, you're getting likes, you're getting comments. That really says a lot, unfortunately, about our culture and what has happened to the state of civility in America. One of the most heartbreaking moments, I mean, the whole story, obviously, just the death, the shooting, his kids, his family, his wife, everything about it is just tragic. But one of the moments that really caught everyone's attention was the visceral, raw reaction of Megyn Kelly and Glenn Beck when they found out that, yes, Charlie Kirk had passed away.
They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. Right.
Talk about compare and contrast. You have one side celebrating, one side laughing, one side mocking, and then you have the other side who is not just mourning the man. Obviously they're sad they knew Charlie Kirk personally, but this is also an indictment of the state of our country, the state of our society, how sad that is. And not just about the state of what civilians are willing to do to each other, but also obviously just our safety as anyone who is center or right of center. This actually all gets even worse since Governor Pritzker of Illinois has spoken out. But before I get to that, I would like to acknowledge Gigi Neal, Betsy Merrill, Kelly Odell Osprey, and Jeff Nelson as the members of today's Governor's Club. These are people who give tips and super thanks to the channel. Now, the right response in all of this is thoughts and prayers and well wishes going out to the family, denouncing violence, especially political violence in all of its forms. But somehow Pritzker found a way to obviously not just invoke President Trump, but somehow he was able to invoke January 6th and make this all about, oh, it was the Republicans who started this violence.
Sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era.
Oh, so it was January 6th that somehow caused all of this political violence, despite the fact, as I've covered on the channel many times before, January 6th was obviously a lack of security. It had the National Guard, had more police been there, like President Trump requested, January 6th would have never happened. It was not an insurrection. It was just an unruly crowd, and who knows if federal agents were present and somehow instigated the crowd. The fact that the FBI director went under oath and many other people under oath couldn't answer and refused to answer whether or not there were undercover agents, whether or not they did anything illegal. That sort of says it all. But that right there, it's just they can't even acknowledge that their own rhetoric has led to this rise in violence. As always, though, all of that is just my analysis and commentary. That's what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, I am not in the business of spreading conspiracy theories. I'm not trying to start one right here, but I know several of you commented on my last video. Many of you actually said that you saw the video of Kirk getting shot. And I guess my question is do you agree that it looked like a professional shot? Yes or no? And if you haven't seen the video, if you don't want to see the video, I'm not encouraging you to look it up. It is very graphic and, not... For me, like I was on X and I saw it. And again, I just think it was such a precise shot where it hit in the neck. There was only one. And if it really was from a rooftop, it's just hard to see how it's not a professional. So with all of that being said, do you think that this was a professional shooter, either experienced, former military, a hired assassin, or do you think this is more like a school shooter? And most school shooters don't have experience. They just get a gun and they shoot the place up, and it's not as if they've trained for this moment. Question of the day, do you think this was professionally done, or do you think that this was just an amateur who got lucky and happened to hit Charlie Kirk at just the right angle? Let me know your thoughts, and as information from this investigation comes out, we'll definitely follow up with it on the channel. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.